Welcome. Winter is coming. I'm Brian Stinson with the Utah Division of Emergency Management. Today we're going to talk about how you can prepare for the upcoming winter weather. With me today we have meteorologist Alex DeSmet with the National Weather Service and Sergeant Mike Alexander with the Utah Highway Patrol. We're going to be talking about what our forecast is for this coming winter and how we can prepare for that on the roads and what we can do to help our families to be safe. Alex, let's start with you. What does it look like, our upcoming winter weather?
Yeah, Brian. Early indications are, if you remember back to last winter, we had above normal precipitation, snowfall in particular in our northern mountains, and then very quickly we transitioned to below normal, even record dry snow precipitation in our southern mountains. Early indications are something similar and right in line with expectations for a La Nina. The official winter outlook is calling for slight tilt towards above normal precipitation in northern Utah, a slight tilt towards below normal precipitation in southern Utah, and not enough skill in the central part of the state to lean either way.
A little more snow up north, a little less snow down south?
That's a good way to summarize it.
Okay. Now, Sergeant Alexander, from your perspective on the highways, what are you most concerned about this winter season?
Well, initially, as the winter weather approaches, we've been used to driving on dry roads and warm weather, and now we're approaching, poor weather and poor road conditions. And so it's just a matter of changing our mindset and remembering what the roads are going to be like, especially as we enter the winter season. We're not used to driving on wet or slick or icy roads. And so it's important to change our mindset before the weather changes so that we're prepared when it does change.
So, Alex, as we're getting ready, we're still in fall right now, but as we're getting ready for winter to hit us, what are we going to expect from maybe some of these first winter storms? Is there anything on the near horizon?
No, this very mild, dry weather we've been experiencing is expected to continue. We will experience a few bouts of mountain snow here over the next couple of weeks, but we, at this point, don't see any valley snowfall on the horizon here, at least over the next couple of weeks. So people do have time to prepare, fortunately.
So as we're getting ready for incoming winter weather, what can we do to, look outside and see what's coming? What indications are there that we're going to have bad weather?
So there's a few things people can do going out really before the season begins, is to make sure that you are downloading a weather app, your favorite weather app. We don't recommend any one over the other. Also follow along with us at weather.gov/SLC for the latest watches, warnings, advisories. Typically, we'll issue a winter storm watch up to, several days in advance, within a week, sometimes a day or two, but ideally 1 to 3 days in advance. And there's really three key patterns that give us snow in Utah. So one is an atmospheric river, which is a river of moisture that comes off the Pacific Ocean, makes its way into the Great Basin. Two is an area of low pressure that cuts off and very slowly migrates across the state. And then three are strong cold fronts. The atmospheric rivers and the strong cold fronts can be really impactful. So going back a few years, 2021, we had an event where we started in the 50s, we were sunny and dry, and 3 hours later we had near blizzard conditions in the Wasatch Front, so things can change quickly. Just because it's warm right now doesn't mean it's going to be at the end of the workday or school day. So it's always important to have, something I do is I carry a shovel in my car, I have blankets, I always have an extra coat, some spare gloves in the back, just in case. Things can change very rapidly here in the West.
If there is a large storm coming in, is there something that the National Weather Service puts out? Is there alerts that they put out if there's going to be a large winter storm?
Yeah, so that would be a winter storm warning or a blizzard warning. Those are the two highest level warnings, which means highest confidence and also highest potential for the public to be impacted. And then there's also a snow squall warning, And the highest level snow squall warning will trigger wireless emergency alerts on your cell phone if we issue that for the area in which your phone resides. NOAA Weather Radio is another one. Your favorite weather app as well will have all that information. All the watch warning advisory information from the National Weather Service is in most weather apps as well.
Sergeant Alexander, what are some of the most common mistakes that you see drivers making in those first few days of the first winter storms?
So the most common mistake that I would say I see is just traveling too fast for the conditions. You know, when we haven't changed our mindset to understand that the road conditions have changed, sometimes we fail to remember to slow down enough for the weather conditions, and you just never know what those are going to be. If it's raining, which is a common winter weather condition, the roads are wet, but they're still more slick, and then it can snow, and then again they're more slick than when it was raining, and then there's icy conditions. And one thing that I think we commonly miss that does happen is the snow plows come through during the night. They clear all the snow off the roadway, and sometimes it'll warm up during the day, and you'll see the snow build up on the shoulders, and as it warms up during the day, you'll see some of that snow melt come across the road. Well, then during the night it cools back down, and what happens to that water that's run across the roadway is it turns into black ice. And so even if the road may look dry after a storm and you see snow piled up on the shoulders, there is a high likelihood that there could be black ice on the roadways, just from the cooling temperatures and the runoff from the melting snow from the day running across the road and then freezing. Other common mistakes we see is just following other cars too closely. Allow yourself the space and the time to get where you're going. Just plan ahead that if you left work during a snowstorm, it's going to take you a lot longer to get home. Just understand that to begin with. And the same in the morning when you leave home to go to work in the morning or to go to whatever destination you're going to, just plan ahead that it's going to take you longer to get there. And that's where the advice that we had from Alex to make sure we're monitoring the local weather comes in handy, because if you know the night before that there's a snowstorm coming, you can plan ahead and leave early enough to get where you're going on time rather than trying to rush through poor road conditions and get where you're going, which causes yourself to be at risk and others as well.
If somebody does get stranded side of the road, something like that, what should they do?
Well, so there's things that you can do in advance to make sure that you're prepared for those situations. You always want to have, anytime there's a snowstorm coming, you want to have a full tank of gas, so you have plenty of fuel to keep the car running for a period of time if you need to. I would make sure there is, a blanket, maybe some hand warmers, some snacks, some water in the vehicle, some way of communicating with other people, maybe a lighting device of some kind or a reflective vest. Something along those lines might come in handy. In the event that you do slide off the road, call 911. And just be aware of your surroundings, where you're located at. If you don't know where you are, we won't know where you are. So it's important for you to know where you're at, and then we can respond to help you as quickly as possible. And stay in your car. One of the common mistakes that I see when folks get into a crash on the roadway is they want to immediately get out of their car and inspect the damage and go talk to the other driver or what have you. Just stay in your vehicle with your seatbelt on. That is the safest place. Generally speaking, that is the safest place for you to be. Our cars are built to withstand an impact, and I just think it's the safest place to be. If you get out of your car, you have no protection at all. Sometimes you can't see in the weather. You can't see what may be coming toward you. So it's just important to make sure that you're following some of these just basic guidelines to keep yourself safe. If I could add one more thing to that too, is if you do end up leaving late, which does happen, if you do end up leaving late, just accept that you're late. Getting there a few seconds earlier by speeding and rushing and putting yourself and everybody else at risk is not worth it. Just accept the responsibility of having been late and get there late. It's better to get there late than not at all.
What's one thing that somebody can do this week to prepare their vehicle for winter weather?
I would say the best possible preparedness scenario is for everybody to check their tires. Make sure your tires have the proper amount of tread depth and tire pressure to allow yourself that safety. Understanding the way the traction and the grip works on your vehicle is extremely important. If you have ball tires or tires that are close to needing to be replaced, it's worth it just to replace it now. And that way you have plenty of tread, plenty of safety, plenty of grip on the roadway, even in adverse conditions, to give yourself the best possible chance of being safe.
All right. And Alex, what's one thing that families can do this week to prepare for winter weather?
One thing families can do this week is to winterize their irrigation system at home if they haven't, disconnect their hoses, make sure they have the safety kit in their vehicle ready to go with flashlight, blanket, gloves, shovels, flares, and things of that nature. This is a good time to prepare because winter weather hasn't arrived yet, and this warm fall that we've been having is giving us just a little bit extra time to get things ready. And always have a plan in place as well, just in case weather throws an unexpected curveball our way, whether it be delaying plans, canceling plans, or again, just allowing that extra time to reach your destination.
Alex, where can people go for more information on winter weather preparedness?
So people can go to our website, weather.gov/SLC. They can also go to weather.gov/safety and find a whole suite of infographics there. And then as we get closer into storms, they can follow our website that I mentioned, their favorite weather apps, local TV and media, NOAA Weather Radio as well.
And Sergeant Alexander, where can people go for more information on traveling in winter weather safety?
So that's going to be dps.utah.gov. We do have information on there about how to drive safely, and really just practicing safe driving habits now will be your best preparation. If you can practice it when it's dry, you can practice it when it's wet in adverse conditions.
Okay, and slow down.
Slow down.
All right. I'd like to thank Alex from the National Weather Service and Sergeant Alexander from Utah Highway Patrol for being with us today and talking about how we can prepare for upcoming winter weather. And thank you for being here with us as well. For more information on how you and your family can prepare for winter weather, you can also go to bereadyutah.gov. Thanks for joining us, and be ready, Utah.